Hello, Tara here, and I have some very special news to share. In many ways, the last 20 years of my life has led me to this moment. It is my pleasure to share with my friends, my family around the world, that I've just been appointed the Dean of Graduate Research at Flinders University, based in Adelaide in Australia. It is my dream job. It is also at my dream university. Flinders is like New School in New York, it's like Simon Fraser in Canada, it's like Kiel in the United Kingdom. These universities are research intensive, but they also believe profoundly in teaching excellence. They've also based their history and their heritage on radical interdisciplinarity and internationalisation. I may be a bit biased, and I'm sure that I am, but I do believe that the Dean of Graduate Research is simply one of the most important jobs that exist in the contemporary university. It's like a goalkeeper in association football. There is only one in every university, and they can make a real difference. And the two roles we have, from my perspective, are as follows. Firstly, our role is to uphold standards in contemporary higher education, because if we start to dumb down the PhD program, then we may as well close our universities down. So our job is to keep the standards high. But we also have a second responsibility, and it's one that I take incredibly seriously. And that responsibility is to enable, to assist the next generation of academics into our universities. Our job is to create a future for higher education. And I'll always take that responsibility with incredible seriousness. I want to really thank Flinders for the opportunity that they've given me for this job. I am absolutely thrilled, and I particularly want to thank the Deputy Vice-Chancellor Research of Flinders, Professor Rob Saint. Rob has given me this opportunity. He is a remarkable man. He is a combination of leader and scholar, and that's a really rare combination these days, and it is my privilege to work with him. And in the second round of interviews, Rob asked me a very interesting question. He said, Tara, tell me something, a moment of your life where you changed. It was a pivot in your life. And it's a good question, and it's a great way for people to get to know each other, to see if they can work well together. And I paused after he asked that question, but there was one moment that immediately came to my attention, and it was in May 1994, when I was about to leave Australia for my first academic post at the Vic in Wellington in Aotearoa, New Zealand. I was leaving my friends, leaving my family for a chance, for an opportunity to become a person that I thought I could be. And I made a pledge to myself in May 1994 that I would live a life without excuses, and I would live a life without blame, that I would wake up every morning and get every juice, every bit of fabulousness out of every single day. And I promised myself that I would never live a life of regrets. And some 20 years later, I never have. It's been hard, it's been tough, it's been weird, but it's also been absolutely amazing. It's been fabulous. I want to also say something to all my mates out there, my colleagues, my friends around the world that we've worked with and through for all this time. And I particularly want to direct my words to members of my generation, to Generation X, those guys and gals born between 1961 and 1981. And haven't we? We've done it pretty tough in contemporary higher education. We've had to handle a whole series of pretty bizarre contracts. We've had to work in pretty aggressive, pretty nasty environments. And it hasn't been pleasant to be a member of Generation X working in universities in the last 10, 15 years. But what I want to say to you all, my friends out there, is that our time has come. It is our opportunity to craft and fashion and shape and contour higher education in a different way. Not based on bullying and ridicule and discrimination and nastiness and racism and sexism and xenophobia. Our responsibility is to bring kindness and compassion and excellence and rigour back to our universities. Let us reimagine and refashion higher education. It's our time to make this better. My final words are to my mates. I want to say a big thank you to all of my friends around the world. It's been a pretty bonkers decade in the redhead Brabazon household, and we simply could not have got through this crazy decade without my wonderful friends around the world. You guys, there are thousands of you that every day get me up in the morning and keep me working, and I'm so thrilled and privileged that we've shared this time and this journey together. I also particularly just want to do a shout out to all the Doctor Who fans who are mates of mine, who every morning send me something involving Peter Capaldi, that whatever bad happens during the day makes me feel a lot better. And I particularly want to do a shout out to my dear friend Dr. Umar Umangay, good mate of mine, fantastic mate, great scholar, and Umar, bird. Thanks, mate. Made a difference. Finally, I wanted to say a big thank you to my parents, Kevin and Doris Brabazon. Kevin is about to turn 88. Doris is a sprightly 85. And they've produced, I hope, two quite good children, I hope. I hope we haven't been too difficult, but I am aware they've sacrificed their entire lives to ensure my brother, hello to Steve Brab, my brother Stephen Brabazon's success and my own. And it gives me a lot of pleasure that Kevin, as he's about to turn 88, his daughter becomes Dean. So Kevin, you deserve that, bro. Good one, mate. Finally, of course, I need to thank a tall Northern Englishman. I have the great privilege of being married to one of the great scholars on the planet. His name is Professor Steve Redhead. And Steve has basically sacrificed a lot of his career in the last 10 years so that I can follow this weird, wonderful dream that I've been on to get to become a Dean of Graduate Research. And Steve, I love you. You know that. Thank you for everything that you've done, and you are an inspiration, and you always will be. Guys, thank you. We did it. We got there.